Good morning, fellow YouTubers. It's Sunday morning, the 7th of September 2025, and I'm just up early to get out of Dodge before the roads start closing for the bloody nuisance of the Great North Run. That's right, it's another year gone by, and I'm recording on the Great North Run date, which is, like I say, Sunday morning, the 7th of September 2025. And I've just pulled up outside me local post office, and what do you know, there's roadworks going on there as well. Traffic cones all over. There seems to be roadworks on every corner, on every street lately, where they're pulling up the pavements, and there's always road blockages. But anyway, I'm going to get on to Prince Edward Road there, turn left, drop down past the Nook shops on my way out. So today's journey is going to take us back to Gillsland. There's my voice starting to dry up. And then I'm going through Gillsland and going up through towards what you call SPADEADAM, which is the Ministry of Defence base. But just before you go into the base, where it says 40 miles an hour signs, you turn right and then follow a single tarmac track over towards the car park, where you go and see the waterfall, my voice is really dry, Cramelin waterfall. And I'm going to be driving along that single tarmac road, and it's 7 miles exactly from the turn off at SPADEADAM to get to the bridge where I'm going to be parking the car up, and then walking forward over the bridge from that point on to go towards a lodge called Chirnside Lodge. And then you hit the T-junction, and I'm going to be turning right this time instead of left. So I went there about 3 weeks ago. This time I'm just turning right and going straight along the road past another remote house called White Hill, and I'm going to go straight past that. The road bends round to the left and starts going uphill slowly, and I'm going to be going up to the top towards the Kielder Forest. They call it the Myers. It's the nature reserve. So I'm going to be walking up to that to see, and as far as you get to the T-junction, where you turn right and head towards where I was 3 weeks ago, and that's Chirdon Head Education Centre, where I went 3 weeks ago to have a look at that. So I approached that from Stannisburn from the Pheasant Inn pub at Kielder, and then obviously I walked all the way down to Chirdon Head Education Centre. So this time I'm sort of like going up the education centre, but from the bottom end in Cumbria, from Cumbria end instead of the English Kielder Forest end. So that's going to be my journey today, so I can let the dog off and he can have a run free off his leader. And that'll be me. I'll be walking up as far as I feel comfortable, and then I'll start walking back. I just want to explore the road, the Forestry Commission tracks higher up from where I've been before, so something new. Right, so without further ado, I'm going to get out of Dodge and start heading towards the A69. I'm going to be going along the A69 so far, and then look for the Wylam and Ovingham turn off. Take that little turn off and go up the ramp, and then cross the top of this A69, and then go up onto the military road, which is the B6318, and then turn left, and then start heading towards Chollerford. And then that's the start of my journey. Then I'll stop off at the big pub called Twice Brewed on my way there. Past that, and then I'll drop down into a tiny little village called Greenhead, and then you come to a crossroads, you turn right, and then 2 miles on you go into the village of Gillsland, and that's where I'm going towards SPADEADAM. Right, so without further ado, I'll get on with my journey. So bye for now. Okay, so the last time I came along the B6318 going to my location, I stopped off at a big pub called the Twice Brewed. But this time I've come a little bit further along the B6318, as you can see, and I've come to the next major pub that you recognise, and this one's called the Mile Castle Inn. This is where you come up to do the Haltwhistle Dean walk, which is just down there in the dip. So you can see all the signs showing you where I am. One's Brewed's back that way in Chollerford, 14 miles. Greenhead from here is right up the top of that hill, over the top, and then you drop down a steep bank down into Greenhead, 4 miles away. So I just wanted to let you know where I am and point my camera to the clocks. I've done 43.9 miles so far, and it's 7:01 in the morning, this Sunday morning, the 7th of September 2025, and it's the day of the Great North Run in South Shields, where it creates havoc for residents of South Shields, where the cars just park everywhere across people's drives. They block off the bus routes and everything. It's murder every year. You've got to put up with it. Right, so I'll bring you back. Bye for now. Okay, it's 7:15 in the morning, and I've pulled over here to show you exactly where you come up through Gillsland after crossing, turning right at the the T-junction at the pub called the Bridge Inn. Now straight ahead where that vehicle's coming down from, that's going into SPADEADAM Ministry of Defence. So I've pulled over here to show you where there's a sign on the, to show you that there's a turn coming up to the right, and that's the road I'll be taking to go up towards BUTTERBURN and the car park where you stop to go and see Crommelin waterfall. So basically, I just want to there's been a lot of people on YouTube channels saying, how do you get to it and where's SPADEADAM? Do you go into SPADEADAM? Or they go straight ahead, but you're not supposed to go into the military base. So just as you can see underneath the trees there's 40 miles an hour signs. Well, when you see that going into SPADEADAM, you don't go straight ahead, you turn right, and you go up a tiny little bit of a bank, and then over a cattle grate, as you can see there on the sign there, cattle grate, and the right turn sign above it. So I've got another 75 yards, 100 yards to go, and I'll be turning right and then heading towards the car park where you stop to go and see Crommelin waterfall, like I say. And on the way up here from Gillsland village, you pass 2 farmhouses on your left, and then there's a shed there. So when you see that wooden shed down to the left there, you know the turn off to the right is just coming up any minute now. Right, so I just wanted to put that on video. So once again, it's a reminder, it's Sunday morning, the 7th of September 2025, the day of the Great North Run from Newcastle into South Shields, where I live. Right, so bye for now. It's 7:24 AM in the morning, and I've done 52.2 miles so far from South Shields, and I've just pulled over in the little car park where people stop to go and see Crommelin waterfall. So that's where you park here and you follow that path there, where they've got the boardwalks now to help you get over the ditches when it gets pissing during the rain. It's really boggy water across the grass there to go and see the waterfall over there on the 45-degree angle. But I've just stopped here because I thought he might want to go to the toilet, like, because obviously when I get up first thing in the morning, I just let him out in the garden for a quick wee. But if he needs to go for a number 2, that's what I'm concerned about. So from SPADEADAM, the start of this tarmac track, it's exactly 7 miles from there to go right along past BUTTERBURN Farm, and then park up at the wooden footbridge where I'm going to be parking again, like I did 2 to 3 weeks ago. But I just wanted to point out and all, there's the fuselage of the target practice Russian MiG aeroplane that they use for bombing target practice. Because obviously this is Ministry of Defence land now when you're coming in here. So you come over the bit of the hill there, through the cattle grate, drop down into that ditch, and then you come across this little car park on your right, look. So I've just pulled over, like I say, to let the dog out. But I'll be driving another mile or so, and then on the left you come across a porter cabin. That is like the base of operations for the Ministry of Defence when they're doing operations across the moors here, because it's all their land, like I say. Right, so without further ado, I'll jump back in the car and drive another, like say, 5.5, 6 miles to park up at the bridge, and then start me walk to go towards Chirnside Lodge. I'll hit that at the T-junction, turn right, and walk along the road about a mile, and then I'll come across another remote farm called White Hill. So I'm going to be going straight past that. The road bends around the left and then starts going slowly uphill. So that's where I'm heading to now, to do that bit of a walk there. Just have a look at the Forestry Nature Reserve, Kielder Forest, just to see if there's any signs to tell you what it is. Because I've never been, I've seen it on maps, but I've never been to it. So this is part of the journey today. Right, so without further ado, I'll get on with my journey. So bye for now. Okay, I've come further along from the Crommelin waterfall car park where I stopped to let the dog out to go to the toilet, and I've come up about another mile and a half, and I can now see the roof of the farm Butterburn. So I'll be going down this steep bank around the S-bend over towards the bridge there with the white railings, bypass that and then just drive straight through Butterburn farm. There's normally sheep on this side of the farm and there's goats in a field as you go through the farm on the right hand side, but I just wanted to stop here and show you where the River Irthing snakes round and round and round and round, and there's another metal bridge over there that takes you into a farm over to the right there. So you obviously go down there, cross over that bridge with the white railings, and it takes you right along to that other farm over there to the right. There's a load of brown cattle just lying down in the grass down the bottom there. But I just thought I'd stop here because I've got the height and you can see the roof and the chimneys of Butterburn farm where I'm going. Then I'll be going about another 2 to 3 miles past Butterburn farm so I can park up at the wooden footbridge like I did last time. Right, so bye for now. Okay, I've got to this part now where I showed you those white painted railings or that bridge to go over to the farm over there, which is obviously called Lampert, as you can see on the sign there. But I'm going to bear left now and go around past the house there of it's called Butterburn. As you can see, the river's just down to the right. Right, so how many miles have I done now? 56.7 miles so far from South Shields, and normally by the time I park up I've done about 71 miles, so I haven't got far to go now. Right, so bye for now. Okay, I've just drove through Butterburn farm behind us here, and normally there's some sheep in the fields before you get to it, but when you pass by the Butterburn farm you come across they've got the goats in the field here on the right. Now I've just got to continue along this single tarmac road a few more miles till I get to the floor, what they call the floor, the bridge where I'll be parking up. Right, so I'll bring you back further down the line. Bye for now. I've come a little bit further away from Butterburn farm, which I've just passed through, and then stopped to show you the black goats on the right hand side in the field. And then you come across this, like you've got a choice, you can go over the bridge which is built for 7.5 tonne, or you can just drive straight through the water there through the ford. Now with it not being deep and running fast, I'm just going to drive over the ford and wash any muck off my wheels or my sills and stuff. Now go over the other side and then you can see it's going up steeply to the right past those black and white posts stuck on the side of the road. That's for when it's snowed deep, you can see the post still sticking up for to help guide you around the road. Right, so I'll continue with my journey. Bye for now. Okay, it's I've done 59 miles exactly, and it's what time is it now? 7:54 AM in the morning, the Sunday morning, the 7th of September 2025, and I've just come to park up at the bridge again as usual, and now I'm going to set up my time lapse before I set off. So the road bends round to the right there past that green sign where it says Walk Forest. That's W-A-R-K, and as you can see down below there's the River Irthing snaking. After coming underneath the bridge, it's snaking round to the right and keeps going, and it goes up there past Chirnside Lodge where I'm going now. So you hit the T junction and I'm going to be turning right and going further along to the right there past the next cottage that you come across called White Hill, where last time I came up here Bear decided to go down the driveway and help himself into the house, and he was eating they've got a Great Dane bitch and he was eating her food and peeing on a bloody bed outside and everything. I thought, oh god, how embarrassed I was. Bloody sod. But anyway, I'm going to get him out now after setting up my time lapse in the windscreen there. Cross over the bridge and just start following the road round past Chirnside Lodge up there, back of those trees. Right, so 59 miles, and it's 7:55 AM in the morning, Sunday morning. Right, so without further ado, I'll get him out after setting up my time lapse, lock the car, and then start my journey. So bye for now.